I want to discuss all of this now with two special guests who were part of a recent panel speaking about International Women's Day this week. Carrie Murray, she is the president of the International Disaster Relief Group, ShelterBox, and also Catherine Reitman. You might recognize producer, writer, and star of the Emmy-nominated series Workin Moms on Netflix. Good to have you both, ladies. Carrie, let me start with you. You've been on the front lines of global conflicts. You've been on the front lines of natural disasters. Talk to us about, from your perspective, the issues that women around the world are experiencing.
Well, as a global humanitarian relief organization, ShelterBox is working on the front lines of the world's worst disaster and conflict situations. And one thing we know for sure is that disasters disproportionately affect women. And you see it from higher death rates, lack of livelihoods, also more likely to be out of school, especially young girls in conflict settings, as well as high rates of sexual violence. So women are disproportionately affected. However, women are at the core of community recovery. And that's why at ShelterBox, we work to empower women with the tools and the resources they need to help rebuild their lives, but also their communities.
And talk to me, just let me stick with you for a moment longer. Carrie, talk to me about the gender gap issues that you see. And that's an issue that impacts not just the immediate family, but generations to come.
It does. I see it on the front lines. I was deployed late last year, and it was heartbreaking. I was on the front lines, lots of women organizing and galvanizing and mobilizing the response, putting up tents and the ShelterBox relief packages. But I saw a lot of girls, and I inquired to our female aid worker, the translator, and I said, "Where are all the boys?" And she said, "They're in school." And I said, "What about the girls?" And she said, "But we're just girls." And so you still see massive gaps across our world in education, also healthcare. And the biggest drivers when you see the global gender gap is really in political empowerment and economic participation.
Catherine, let me bring you into the conversation now. Your show, your Netflix show, Workin Moms, it exposes the daily struggle for work-life balance for a lot of mothers here in the U.S. Let's watch a scene together.
Your baby calling Nanny mom yet? You think she likes it?
You okay, Kate?
It's just that he says first word today. He said bubble. He's never even seen a bubble. And I missed it. That moment's gone.
And so it's interesting because it's obviously comedic, but there's something obviously really serious happening there. What's the response to the show been like? I imagine you must hear from a lot of women just on the street.
I would have never known going into making this show that it would connect with the amount of people, let alone women. You go into this hoping to tell a specific story, speaking to the challenges of, personally my postpartum depression, but also the struggle of trying to have it all and how impossible that is. And so when whether I walk into an airport or a restaurant, seeing the amount of people who come up to me and, it's not like when you do a sitcom, which I've been lucky enough to do, where someone goes, "Oh God, that was so funny." When a fan of Workin Moms approaches me, they feel seen. And it is a different fan interaction than anything I've ever experienced.
Yesterday, Catherine, we heard from Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, Meghan Markle, of course, and she talked about the online abuse she experienced, especially while pregnant and with her newborns. Listen.
But the bulk of the bullying and abuse that I was experiencing in social media and online was when I was pregnant with Archie and with Lily and with a newborn with each of them. And you just think about that and to really wrap your head around why people would be so hateful. It's not catty, it's cruel.
So I'm just wondering how you think Kate, or how you think your show's character and other working moms might relate to this.
I mean, look, it's an impossible task, isn't it? to be a woman, to be an aging woman, to be a woman at 16, to be a woman at 26, to be a woman at 46, and so on. I think it's, we're in an impossible battle of we're meant to be mothers. Being a mother is so important to so many people. If you choose not to, clearly what we're being told is there's something wrong with us. And then if you are a mother, you're never getting it right. Look, the movie Barbie, I think that monologue tapped into what so many of us are feeling, which is that the challenge is real, that we're all judging each other. And it's not just people online. I think as women, and generationally, I'm feeling this. I'm feeling older women having experienced trauma from when they were growing up, what they had to overcome. Women my age, these younger women who are coming up, and we all are trying to connect, trying to quote unquote lift each other up and be cheerleaders for each other. But the truth is that the landscape has made that impossible.
Let me ask it, and I'm not asking either of you to get into politics necessarily, but I am curious what you think in terms of moving forward, how animating you think women's issues are going to be here in the U.S. moving forward. I mean, it certainly seems front and center in the campaigns. Carrie, let me start with you.
Well, I absolutely feel as women, we have to be our own advocates. I think we have to take up space. I think we have to have a seat at the table. And as Melinda Gates says, a strong woman is a woman with a voice. And by definition, that is a strong woman. But we have to have a voice. And it is so crucial that we continue to rally around causes that affect women. And we have to come together, especially in the upcoming election.
And Catherine, to you.
I think I'll add to that, then also we can't be afraid to make mistakes. Look, as the mother of 2 young kids, I'm constantly encouraging them to take up space, use their voice, not be afraid to fail. And I think as women, we're so terrified of looking stupid. I mean, look what the Duchess just said. So terrified of looking flawed, of looking not perfect. And we're not perfect. And we have to embrace that and go out there and try to make some mistakes. It's the only way we're going to grow.
And take up space. I love that message. Great conversation. So good to have you both. Carrie Murray and Catherine Reitman. Thank you.
Thank you.